I don't want to waste anybody's time. You see the thumbnail. It's a recap of day one on-field activities, the defensive linemen and the linebackers. And the star of the show yesterday was Braden Fisk. If you didn't know who Braden Fisk was before yesterday, I'm pretty sure today, this morning, I'm recording this in the morning, you know who Braden Fisk is now. Florida State D tackle, ran a 4.7840. As soon as he ran that 4.7840, I said he shouldn't even run again. That should be it for the 40 for him, but he ended up running again, ran it a little bit slower. They kept his time of the 4.7 of the 4.78. But outside of that, the man looked phenomenal. Athleticism, we already knew he had a motor. We already know he can get it done on the field. There's game tape on him. We know that. He went to the combine, handled business. In one of my earlier previous videos, I had him as a day 3 guy. Then after the Senior Bowl, I saw him, as a day 2 guy, end of the second, 3rd round guy. And now you got people talking about he can sneak into the 1st round. I wouldn't take it that far. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I wouldn't take it that far just yet. But I'm just saying that's the type of money this guy made. And again, 4.78, 6'4", 290 something pounds. Fantastic day for him. The next guy on my list of the guy that had a big day, Byron Murphy, just solidified himself. Came in there, smooth in the drills, sub 5 second 40. And I believe, what was it? It was a 4.8740, weighed 287 pounds. Looked all a bit of the guy from Texas, dominant player. He's going to make somebody very, very happy. I think what he just did was check all the boxes. And that's going to be kind of like the breakdown for me. You got guys that surprise people. You got guys that solidified themselves and checked all the boxes. And then you got guys that not necessarily fell, but, let you down just a little bit. So the next guy on the list is Chop Robinson. Chop Robinson, the main thing about Chop Robinson is we already knew he was fast. We already knew that. It just, you can see it on the tape how fast his first step is. The man ran a 4.4840. A 4.4840 at 254 pounds. 6'3", 254 pounds. I didn't think Chop Robinson weighed that much. I thought he was probably going to be around 237, 240, something like that. Because he really didn't. The man weighs 254 pounds and still ran a 4.4840 at a linebacker spot. I don't know what's in the water in Pennsylvania at Penn State. They have some of the best athletes, especially on the defensive side. And yeah. And it's, they just keep reloading on specimens and outrageous athletes year after year. Micah Parsons, set the combine on fire. Chop Robinson didn't do what Micah Parsons did, but he was definitely very, very fast at a certain weight. And in the drills, super smooth, super fluid. And yeah, there was discussions about him being a 1st rounder and then possibly falling out into the 2nd round. I think with that showing yesterday, Chop Robinson probably moved himself right back into that 1st round, late teens, 20s type of deal. And we'll see what happens with that. Now, let's talk about some other guys on the defensive line that I liked. Chris Jenkins, son of Chris Jenkins, did very well. He looked smooth. Good weight, good size. All the boxes were checked when it came to Chris Jenkins. T'Vondre Sweat, and let me apologize to T'Vondre Sweat. I did not believe that he was going to be as athletic as he was. There were some comparisons. People, he can move like. I didn't think he could move like Dex. I didn't see that on the screen when I watched, some Texas tape. I thought he was a big 2-down defensive tackle. He showed that he can move laterally. His 40 was a 5.2, which I thought it was going to be, but I didn't expect him to be as explosive as he was in some of the other testing, like the vertical and stuff like that. So surprised me. He looks well put together for a guy that's 366 pounds. So that means when he gets to the NFL and he starts eating even better than what he's doing right now, it could be a problem. Not that tall, but again, had a good day as well. So let me move to the edge room. So a lot of guys that checked the boxes and solidified their places. Jared Verse, 4.5, 840, fluid in the drills. Latu ran a 4.740 like I thought he was. He's not the fastest guy, but moved fluid in the drills. And his tape is his tape. And if you're going to go by anything, go off of that. Still had a strong showing in the combine. Darius Robinson ran a 4.949. We remember Darius Robinson went to the Senior Bowl. We crushed it. You know, he's one of those guys that's moving up and down, and keeps switching and stuff like that. So, but Darius Robinson, to me, for a guy that's 290 pounds or 285 is what he weighed in at, ran a 4.940, so he's not as fast as you thought it was going to be. But this is a guy who is a edge rusher and can also move down and play into the box. He can give you some DT snaps too. So him running a 4.9 or 4.940, and it was a true 4.940 because the second time he ran, I believe he ran like a five flat. So he's a true 4.9 guy, 5 flat guy. So you don't expect a lot of speed, but he is quick still. Very long, 6'6". Got the weight at 285. 3 technique possibly gives you a lot of versatility across the defensive line. He's still going to make some people very happy. Might have lost a little bit of money because I can see him sliding definitely into that second round. Possibly, maybe not. I won't go as far as the third round, but definitely a slider for me. Dallas Turner.
Nothing but the tide, baby.
I didn't know Dallas Turner was that. I'm a Bama fan. I knew he was quick. I didn't know he was that fast. Dallas Turner ran, what was it, a 4? I had him at a 4.47. I think his official was a 4.4640. I did not expect that from Dallas Turner. I knew he was quick up though, maybe, a 4.5, 4.5s like that. But a 4.46 for Dallas Turner is fantastic. Also, I knew he had long arms, but I didn't know he had the wingspan of a 7-footer. A 7-foot wingspan. Dallas Turner is a freak. Weighed what I thought he was going to weigh. He's not the heaviest guy. He did run with the linebacker group and not the edge group. But yeah, Dallas Turner is who we thought he was. Is who he thought he was. What did Dennis? They are who we thought they were. He is what we thought he was. And then moving into the linebacker room, I got Peyton Wilson, a guy that a lot of people said, oh, he can be a fringe first rounder. He's going to test off the charts. That's what you heard going into the combine. And you can see it on tape. The man is explosive. He's running, he's chasing down wide receivers. The guy's fast. And when he stepped on the line and ran that 40, he ran a 4.4340. Peyton Wilson. The big knock on Peyton Wilson is the injury history. Shoulders, knees, linebacker, you need all those things. And that's probably going to be the only thing that keeps him out of the first round, in my opinion. Now, you might have some teams at the back end that are looking for a need to fill, and if they need a fast linebacker, tackling machine, side to side, can do the covering and all that, then Peyton Wilson is their guy. And I'm thinking about some of these teams, like if the Baltimore Ravens lose Queen and they pick up a guy like Peyton Wilson at the end of the first round, good Lord. Another linebacker, Edgerrin Cooper. Edgerrin Cooper ran a 4.52. Pretty much checked all the boxes, solidified himself. Great height, good weight. Side to side line speed is there. Very fluid, very smooth in the drills. Checked all the boxes. Now let me get to this list of my guys and people that in previous videos I talked about a lot, or I've mocked a lot, on social media and stuff like that. Bralen Trice. Bralen Trice had me scratching my head. When I saw him, I didn't think it was Bralen Trice. He looked very, very slim. When you see him in his shoulder pads, and another thing, and I noticed that other people saw it too, or noticed it too, he weighed in at 247. There is no way that Bralen Trice was playing at Washington or looked like he did at Washington at 247. No, and then you look into what they had him listed at during the season, 274. So to go from 274 to 247 in a few months is wild. And then if you are going to lose that much weight, I would expect your 40 to be a lot faster than what it was. He still ran a 4.7240. So he is a true edge rusher for real, outside linebacker, edge setter more. Still think he has, well, if you're gonna judge Bralen Trice, judge him on his tape. Hopefully he can put on a little bit more weight again, get back to to closer to that 260 seems like a good weight for Braylon Trice. And just trust the tape when it comes to Braylon Trice. The combine let me down a little bit. Logan Lee, a late guy that I added to one of my sleepers. Logan Lee ran a 5 flat 40. I thought he was going to run a little bit fast. I would have been happy with a 4.9, but we're talking about a tenth of a second. His motor is endless. Even though his 40 wasn't strong, his split was pretty good. Also, in the drills, he looked very, very fluid. He didn't make himself any money. He probably solidified himself as a day 3 guy, a guy that's possibly can go in the 5th round, maybe as early as the 4th round, maybe if you fall in love with the tape. But yeah, definitely a guy that's going to be a day 3 guy, solidified there. Curtis Jacobs out of Penn State, linebacker, off the ball linebacker, ran a 4.58 40. I like him. Again, I like him. He's one of those Penn State guys. They're great athletes. Could he have ran a little bit faster? Possibly. But, off the ball tends to be a little bit slower in some cases outside of Peyton Wilson than these edge guys. But good weight. Curtis Jacobs, solid guy, day 3 guy. If you need a linebacker, you need some depth at linebacker, could possibly turn into a starter, give you some good reps there. Curtis Jacobs is pretty good too. And then I got Muhammad Kamara, 4.57 40. Again, one of the knocks on Kamara was his height. He came in, I believe he was just 6'1". Good weight for him though. Outside of that, smooth. He impressed. He ran a 4.57 40. That put him in that top tier of edge rushers. As far as speed goes, 40 speed goes. But again, you got to look at his tape too. Colorado State, endless motor, one of those type of guys. And just whenever you see him, he's always fighting, always around the ball. So Muhammad Kamara had a good day yesterday. Might have earned himself, maybe adjusted himself by a round. If you had him in like the 5th round, maybe he's a 4th rounder now. But I like what he did. And then the last guy I want to mention on this list is going to be Ruke Row. 6'4", 294 pounds, ran a sub 5 second 40. For me, he checked all the boxes. Fluidity, check. Smoothness, check. He's still young when it comes to the game of football. They're going to mold this guy into somebody special. And I'll say it again, like I said it before. You put him next to Dexter Lawrence. You give him the Andre Patterson, Giants fans, and you can see this guy just blossom and bloom to something spectacular. And I wholeheartedly believe that. So that's just going to be my recap. Went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, of the defensive linemen and the linebackers for the first day of on-field activities. Later today, we have the secondary that's going to be coming up, and I'm excited for that as well. So I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.